any day, Bafana's qualification for next year's Africa Cup of Nations could be decided in the next week. South Africa take on Liberia in back-to-back qualifiers in Johannesburg and then Monrovia. Bafana hosts the Liberians at the Lando Stadium this evening. eNCA's Tshepo Thobane is at the stadium precinct and joins us live. A very good afternoon to you, Tshepo. So a very important match taking place this evening. I know that you did catch up with Hugo Broos during the week. What is his attitude about how preparations are going? Was he optimistic?
Hello, Nandi. Yes, I think it's for the first time since Hugo Broos, so Bafana coach, took over that we are seeing. I've never seen so many smiles from his face during the interactions that we've had as the media with the coach. I think that it goes down to the fact that he has a full fit squad that is currently on form in terms of performing in their respective teams. Just to answer your question, let's take a listen to what he said when I spoke to him about this encounter this afternoon.
Well, I have to say that the camp is going very well. I see a big motivation in the players. I see it on training, they work hard. They know that it's important for everyone to win that game against Liberia and to qualify us, if it's possible, already after those two games.
Okay, so quietly optimistic, Tshepo. So South Africa rather, are above Liberia, second in Group K, Liberia third. They both failed to win both their first matches. So and I say this knocking on wood because this is not what we want, Tshepo, but should South Africa fail to win these matches, should they fail to remain above Liberia, is there absolutely no hope left?
Definitely, Nandi. But it is also in fact, it's a must-win for both sides. Like you said, after the opening matches in Group K, both teams are without a victory. So it's a must-win for them. Most in particular for South Africa, looking at the fact that on paper, they should easily beat this Liberian national team side. And also looking at the fact that the players now currently that Bafana have got is, like I said earlier, players that are on form. You have the likes of your Lyle Foster, who's playing in England for an English championship side, Burnley FC. In fact, he scored his first goal for his team last week. You have the likes of your Percy Tau, who has rediscovered his form the last two games in the Champions League. He scored goals in those games. You have the likes of your Munnapule Saleng, who's been fantastic for Orlando Pirates this season. What more can I say about 21-year-old Cassius Mailula of Mamelodi Sundowns? He's been performing very well. He's in red-hot form. In fact, he's been scoring goals, and including in the CAF Champions League. That is a continental competition. In fact, that experience, I think, will come in handy for the youngster should he be given a chance. There's also your Mihlali Mayambela. Bafana have a strong attack that should easily score goals today against a lowly ranked Liberian national team side, Nandi.
Bafana, unfortunately, Tshepo, have a bit of a record of not playing as well as they should against these lowly ranked nations. Now, a lot of the talk also during the week has been about the number of players, Sundowns players, that are in the squad. Some saying it's a good thing, some saying it's a bad thing. What are your thoughts on this? Because whether people like it or not, Sundowns are the informed team.
Definitely. You look at hopefully they will take the club form into the national side. 8 players in total from Mamelodi Sundowns who have been fantastic. The goalkeeper, who is also Bafana captain, that is Ronwen Williams, since joining Mamelodi Sundowns, he has been fantastic for the Brazilians, both locally and in continental football. You have at the back Boyom Toby Mvalas of this world, your Tapelo Morenas of this world. I mentioned Cassius. There's also the evergreen Tembazwane, who is going to be a key for Bafana this evening in terms of he's the most experienced in the team. You have the likes of your Tebo Homokwena in midfield. So those players, they are selected into the national team. Their form is amazing. Hopefully they will continue and rub off into the national side. And you also look at the other players that are in the Bafana team. It's a fantastic. I think ever since Hugo Broos took over the national team, this is the best squad that he has ever assembled.
Well, speaking of Hugo Broos, Tshepo, and this is my final question. When he was given this job of head coach of the South African national football team, he was very confident in saying that his true test that we should judge him on will be qualifying Bafana for next year's Afcon. So is it safe for me to say that this is make or break for Hugo Broos?
Definitely. I mean, he said it himself. I mean, you just said it that after his appointment, he got appointed during the World Cup qualifiers. Yes, he did well up until the last game, but he did mention quickly from the get-go that he should not be judged on the World Cup qualifiers. He should be judged in these current Afcon qualifiers. Currently, after playing one game, they've lost away to Morocco. It's make or break for him. He has to qualify the national team. He will be judged. All guns will be looking at him should he fail to qualify for this tournament. So it is all to play for the Belgian tactician. It remains to be seen if Bafana will make sure that they do not undermine their opponents like we've seen the previous Bafana sides, especially when playing against lowly ranked sides. So it is all to play for this evening.
All right, Tshepo, I'm going to catch up with you a little bit later on. That was my colleague Tshepo Thobane ahead of South Africa's very important Afcon qualifier against Liberia at the Orlando Stadium.